Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is True Greatness coming to y'all from my YouTube channel, True Greatness. Um, I'm doing now my 99th video in about 11 and a half months, so I'm proud of that. Many more to come. And, this is fun. This stuff that stuff that I like to talk about, stuff that's fun for me. And obviously something I want to continue. Um, if For anyone who has subscribed, viewed, commented, thank you, and hopefully they continue. And anyone who's watching this on Instagram, go to my YouTube channel, get the full video. So I'm going to talk about who I think are my top Super Bowl contenders. There's some teams who really made some really big off-season moves. And couple of those, well, one or two of those teams are part of who I would put as a Super Bowl contender. Two of these other teams that I'm going to mention, I think, are going to go from not making the playoffs to making the playoffs, but I wouldn't necessarily say they're Super Bowl contenders just yet. And that being the Browns and the New York Jets. They both made big splash moves this offseason, with the Jets getting Le'Veon Bell and C.J. Mosley. And obviously the Browns trading for Odell Beckham, already having Jarvis Landry, getting Kareem Hunt, obviously drafting Baker Mayfield last year, already having Myles Garrett from 2 years ago, who they drafted, who's turned into already going to be a really good defensive end. But I say all that to say, talent on paper only translates so far. So until they put all that talent together and it proves to work well, I'm not ready to yet put those two in that contendership. So these are the teams who I do think are contenders. And the first team I'm going to mention is not just because it's my favorite team, it's not just because it's my hometown team, but I think we're bringing back a lot of talent, plus trading for Deshaun Jackson, to boost our receiving core. So the Eagles are my favorite Super Bowl contender. Then I will go with the LA Chargers. Almost said San Diego. Number 3, I would say, is New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints are literally bringing back the same team that tied for the best record in the league last year. And in many aspects, many people thought they were a controversial play away from getting to the Super Bowl again. The team I would say next, and that was on the other end of that controversial play, and it worked for them. But they also ended up having the best. Well, they tied. I think they either tied New Orleans, or they had the best record by. No, New Orleans had the best record because the NFC Championship game was in New Orleans, and that was because of some type of tiebreaker or out of conference record or something like that. But both of them were 13-3, and that now being the LA Rams as my other contender. Once again, bringing back basically the same team that was 13-3. And yes, the NFC South is a very tough division. When you got New Orleans in that division, Carolina's probably going to be better, we're thinking. Atlanta's more than likely could they get back to the form of when they went to the Super Bowl. All that's there, but the Rams would be just behind the Saints as my other Super Bowl contender. And the number 5 would be the Patriots. And you have to put them there because they've been there for the last 15 years or however long Tom Brady has played. Pretty much almost every season except maybe 1 or 2 seasons. And then this team, I would have to say, would be after New England, I would say the Dallas Cowboys. Because they're talented. They're very talented. But to me, why I don't put them higher is because of the whole Ezekiel Elliott situation. If he's not back, I think it brings their chances down a little bit more. But he's that good, and he wants to get paid. But just speaking as a pure fan, I gotta say, hey, they're a talented team, and they should be right along with that. But those would be my contenders. Those would be who I would place in those orders. Um, so yeah, let me know what y'all think. Subscribe, view, comment. Who will y'all contenders be this year? Um, and I'm looking forward to that. Peace.